Hi, welcome to TUTV. I'm Sara Moore.
And I'm Brenton Jennings.
So, it is finally November.
It's finally November.
And here's my age-old question for you.
Okay.
Is it Christmas now, or is it Christmas after Thanksgiving?
I think Christmas is after Thanksgiving. Like, I kind of like the things that they're doing on campus, like I was telling you about, putting lights over like the trees and stuff, like getting it ready, but I just think it's like a little too early. Yeah. Now, can I reverse the question to you?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
It's a little too early for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not special. If I have 2 months of Christmas, it's
Right.
not fun, it's not special. I want it to be a little longer. I'm not quite ready. It's still, it's 80 degrees out today. I'm not ready for it to be the holidays. So yeah, it's not Christmas yet. After Thanksgiving, then I will be ready.
We'll just deal with it for now, but yeah. So.
Anyways, okay, well, we're gonna take it back to the news section. We'll see you in a bit.
See you later.
Hello, welcome to TUTV. I'm Ashley Arriaga.
And I'm Avery Jamerson. We have some interesting news to get into, so let's dive right in.
Pakistani government has begun the mass deportation of undocumented Afghan refugees and migrants following an order to all Afghans without official identity documents leave the country by November the 1st. Since the Taliban regained control of Afghanistan in August of 2021, over the 4 million Afghan refugees have fled to the neighboring country of Pakistan. According to the VOA, roughly 1.7 million Afghans living in Pakistan are without proper permits and are facing incarceration and forced deportation by the government. While most Afghans living in Pakistan are refugees, many are also the children of displaced parents, and Pakistan has been their only home. Nonetheless, these individuals now face deportation to Afghanistan, where the oppressive rule of Taliban prohibits education for women and restricts many other aspects of the public and private life.
Gaza continues to suffer from Israel's heavy bombardment of the Strip, with the death toll said to exceed 10,000 according to Gazan health officials. Among this total, at least 4,104 of the deceased are children. The Israel Defense Forces have led ground operations on hospitals, refugee camps, religious sites, civilian residential sectors, and UN facilities. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres reiterates a call for a humanitarian ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, especially with the death toll rising for children. He stated, quote, "Gaza is becoming a graveyard for children," end quote. The Israel military cut the city of Gaza off from the rest of the enclave, restricting 2.2 million Palestinians from accessing food, water, medicine, electricity, and fuel. If a ceasefire is not enacted soon, the horrors will continue.
Eric Trump testified against last Friday in the $250 million civil fraud case against him. The Trump family and their business. Their New York Attorney General's office questioned Eric Trump on his awareness and involvement with the financial schemes of the Trump Organization, which falsely inflated company assets to obtain desirable bank loans and insurance policies. Eric has stated to reporters that he and his siblings are, quote, collateral damage, and Attorney General Letitia James, quote, politicians witch hunt, end quote. Donald Trump testified in court Monday, and his daughter, Ivanka Trump, is expected to take the stand sometime this week.
In an email sent last Friday, the University of Tulsa Dean of Students addressed the vandalism of a student-drawn mural for last week's homecoming celebration. Students had gathered outside in the cold to participate in TU's annual homecoming street painting event. A mural created by the joint efforts of many multicultural organizations on campus was defaced, with a lewd drawing later that night. The deliberate action has called into question the attitudes and values of those involved in the vandalism. The Dean of Students Office and the Office for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion are actively working to ensure responsible parties face consequences for their actions. Several statements from leaders of the multicultural student groups affected released statements describing the impact of the incident. One statement read, quote, "The vandalism weighs heavy on our hearts as we continuously fight to promote unity of all multicultural identities within TU," end quote.
For the first time in decades, a Monet painting is to go on sale on the French market in Paris. The landscape painting Les Saules Giverny, or The Willows Giverny, dates back to 1886 and has remained in private hands since 1948. At the auction house later this month, it is expected to garner up to 3 million euros. According to Reuters, Impressionist Monet paintings of this caliber are increasingly rare on the market, and most are found in big museums or in foreign collections. Outer auctioneer David Normand stated that, quote, "It is a big occasion for the French market," end quote.
So, Ashley, we have a lot of news stories that we covered. Let's talk about the one that's closest to home, the vandalism that occurred last week. Do you have any thoughts about that?
No, I feel like it really hit home, and especially as a person of color, I feel very strongly about this. And all hopes is just that this school is able to rebrand them in a correct way. You know?
For sure. I think absolutely there needs to be consequences for the actions. I think a lot of the student body is really waiting to see what is going to be done, because we received that email, but outside of that, we don't know much else about what has been done. I think also if this incident had occurred at a larger school, like the University of Texas, for instance, I feel like we would have seen a quicker response and maybe just more of a response in general. But that's all the time we have for today. So
all right.
We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Hi and welcome back. Today I am interviewing Moheb. It's so great to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
So can you just introduce yourself a little bit?
Absolutely. My name is Moheb Soliman. I'm a Tulsa Artist Fellow here in Tulsa. I've been part of that program since 2018. And for the last few years, sort of a really public-facing project I've been doing is Arab Film Fest Tulsa, which I'm here to talk to you about.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much for the introduction. So can you also just tell us a little bit about the Arab Film Fest?
Yes. The practical details first to get them out of the way. It's coming up Thursday, which I can't quite believe. So Thursday through Sunday, we're going to be showing 6 films at Circle Cinema that are just really coming from all over the Arab world. We've got films from Egypt, Lebanon, Sudan, Western Sahara, Palestine, and I'm missing one, which is why I have this card, Morocco, our closing film. So yeah, the films really are coming from the actual, those countries and from directors that are based there. And the idea there is to really try to bring those stories from like all the way across the world to us here in Tulsa and, kind of try to work with, those stories from kind of a more authentic, I guess, voice or angle than we normally encounter.
Awesome. That is so exciting to me because I haven't had a lot of chances or like taken the time really to watch films from places that weren't really produced like in the US or just in Europe. And so it's exciting to get to hear like the voices of like people from a completely different part of the world that normally go unheard.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think too, like we're inundated with some of that stuff in like every streaming app that we have, but I guess I just kind of want to put in a plug for like it really is kind of exciting and special to show up with 100 people in a dark theater and all encounter these really like foreign, unusual stories together instead of like in our basements and bedrooms and all that.
Yeah, it really is special, I think, to go to a movie theater. Like I have always enjoyed that experience and to get to see like all of these movies put together with other people and to experience it collectively, I think is like even more powerful than just seeing it at home by yourself. Like I think that's really cool and really exciting.
And Circle's like a really special, it's like we're so lucky to have Circle Cinema.
Yeah. I love Circle Cinema. It's such a great place for this to be.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit more about like you guys as an organization and like what your
Yes.
message is and like why this is something you're doing.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting story with this festival because it's been going on for like 20 years in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where MISNA, the organization that curates this project, is based. And that's kind of where actually I've like spent much of my life until I had this fellowship here.
Yeah.
And it seemed like a really great opportunity to bring the work and the knowledge that they have over to this like really vibrant, beautiful, but really different city. So we started working, with the Tulsa Artist Fellowship, who funds the project, Circle Cinema, who's the host, MISNA, who's the curator, the arts organization I was describing, and then myself as kind of the go-between, having experience with all those folks. And yeah, they're really I encourage everybody to check them out. They publish the only Arab American literary journal in the nation, and they put on, one of the largest Arab film festivals in the country too. And they're just really wonderfully contemporary, current space for Arab American culture, not something that I feel like is, stuck in traditions in the past, but really working with that hybrid identity.
Yeah. We were saying this off camera. I really love this postcard design that you're showing us.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous, and I
don't know where to,
yeah. And I think it does a good job of showing linking the past with the present. It feels very modern, and I feel like it really is showing off exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and the films too. I don't know. There's just some really incredible films. I'd love to even just kind of get into a couple with you. They are just such unusual stories. We're so used to seeing, either stories that really seem to kind of, stereotype folks from that part of the world,
right.
Or on the other hand, films that are maybe hyper political and always focusing on that dimension, as
right.
if people who are coming from all these countries don't have beautiful family lives, So yeah, one of the films I really wanted to kind of make sure I promoted here. It's a pay what you can screening, so I feel like for your audiences that might be good.
Yes.
It's Saturday afternoon, and then also I know people really respond to having kind of a filmmaker as part of the conversation. So the film is Desert Phosphate, and interestingly, it's about indigeneity and the environment, but from across the world in Western Sahara in the desert, and we're so used to having conversations about indigeneity in Oklahoma in a very different way.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's very relevant and yet still completely new and foreign to us. So it's an experimental doc working with the Sahrawi people of the Western Sahara and their sustainable agriculture experiments. And then he's going to be with us for a live virtual talk after that with a professor from NSU Tahlequah. So I'm just super excited about the overlaps we've been able to find with some of the content.
That is so exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I really look forward to getting out there, seeing some of these movies, and I hope everyone else does too. Thank you so much for talking with me
Thank
today.
you.
Yeah, thanks.
Hello, welcome to TUTV. I'm Ashley Arriaga.
And I'm John Rice. Today we have some news stories to jump right into, so let's get started.
The University of Tulsa's men basketball starts the season with a home victory over Central Arkansas, defeating the Sugar Bears 70-53. After victories over LSU and Oklahoma Christian in exhibition games, Tulsa kept the momentum going into their first regular season game. Senior guard Cope Williams led Tulsa with the 13 points as Tulsa shot 40% from the field. The new Golden Hurricanes will have their second home game this Saturday as they face off against Incarnate Word.
Tulsa football continues their four-game losing streak as the 2-6 Charlotte 49ers hand TU their sixth loss of the season on homecoming. Tulsa held a 17-point lead for the majority of the first half, but after quarterback Cardell Williams exited the game with an injury, Tulsa let the game slip away from them. Tulsa had a chance to put the game away after Ben Kompinski recovered a Charlotte fumble with 2 minutes remaining, but a quick 3-and-out gave the 49ers a chance to take the lead. The fourth quarter ended with a 26-26 tie, which led to a shot for Tulsa win in overtime. But fourth-string quarterback Kirk Francis threw an interception and gave Charlotte the win, dropping the Golden Hurricane to 3-6 on the season.
Tulsa volleyball looked to bounce back at home after losing 2-game series to UTSA, fighting to secure the NIVC bid. Tulsa took away one set during the series against the Roadrunners. The Golden Hurricane was blocked 22 times over the weekend and had an average of 1.98 hitting percentage. Tulsa faces the Memphis Tigers on Friday at 6:30 in the Reynolds Center. The Tigers sit at 4-11 in conference play, a great chance for Tulsa to get their 7th conference win.
The Tulsa men's cross-country team had 5 runners finish in the top 10 as the Golden Hurricane won its 10th straight AAC title at the 2023 American Athletic Conference Cross-Country Championship, while the women placed 4th. All 7 Hurricane men finished in the top 25, with Charlie Krasnoff leading the team with an 8K time of 23:06 to place 4th. Krasnoff also took home the Freshman of the Year award. Malt Prop took 7th with Chris McLeod in 8th, Johnny Livingstone taking 9th, and Christian Baker placing 10th. Those 5 all earned all-conference honors. Overall, Tulsa picked up its 14th straight conference title dating back to the Final 4 seasons in Conference USA.
On Wednesday, November the 1st, the Texas Rangers defeat the Diamondbacks 5-0 to cap off a 4-1 series win, clinching the franchise's first ever World Series title. They made the league history as well as becoming the first team in Major League Basketball postseason history to go perfect on the road, winning all 11 games on their travels. This came despite going under .500 in away games this season. Last season, the Rangers and Diamondbacks both finished 4th in their division with a combined record of 142 to 182. In 2021, they both finished last in their respective divisions, with Texas losing 102 games, and Arizona dropping a joint league worst, 110 defeats. The Rangers completed the regular season with a 90-72 record and finished with a World Series trophy.
All right, so we've had several stories today.
Yeah,
any stories speaking to you personally?
No, for sure. I'm from Dallas, Texas, so seeing that Rangers win was awesome. You know, I was a little bit jealous because, you know, all of the schools in Dallas got a day off. So they got that Friday off. And so I was just like, you know, we're 4 hours away, but I feel like we should still do it here in Tulsa because it was about time.
No, my sister goes to a school in Richmond Independent School District north of Dallas. And yeah, they also got a day off, which I found very interesting. I was also jealous. No, yeah, that's so cool. Like, how many years has it been since they've won, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, this is our first, I believe this is our first time winning, so it's
ever?
Yeah, so Houston Astros always takes it home.
Yes,
so, yeah.
I'm familiar with the Astros now, yeah, definitely.
You know, and especially close to home, the story with the Tulsa football team, you know, they had me in the first half. Usually, you know, by third quarter if we're going to win or lose. And so they had me in the first half. I was like, I think this is going to be a win for us.
Exactly.
And, you know,
and
again.
Then the interception.
You know, they fumbled the ball, basically.
No, you hate to see it. Well, that's all the time we have for today, folks. Once again, I'm Jono.
And I'm Ashley.
See you next time.
Hi, welcome to TUTV. I'm Avery.
And I'm Jono. Today we got some stories to jump right into in the entertainment world, so let's get started.
In a move that's causing a stir in the media world, Gannett, the United States' largest newspaper chain, has appointed Brian West as its first ever Taylor Swift beat reporter. West, an acclaimed 35-year-old journalist and self-proclaimed Swiftie, will operate from the Tennessean's newsroom in Nashville. reporting for USA Today and over 200 local dailies exclusively on the pop icon. Gannett's leadership defends the hire as part of a strategic move to evolve with the changing media landscape, emphasizing that it complements their broad recruitment of local journalists. West is set to begin his unique beat at the CMA Awards, bringing his extensive Swift knowledge and enthusiasm to Gannett's coverage, while his journalistic integrity remains pledged to fair reporting, even on his idol.
Barbra Streisand's highly anticipated memoir, My Name is Barbara, delivers an intimate 992-page journey through the icon's life from her challenging beginnings to her celebrated career. Released by Penguin Random House, the book delves into her storied filmography, personal relationships, and the romance with her husband and actor James Brolin. The memoir highlights her first film, Funny Girl, and her initial work with director Sidney Lumet, followed by her collaboration with William Wyler. Reflected on her assertiveness during early projects, Streisand addressed the, quote, diva myth, end quote, that has shadowed her, explaining that her inquisitive nature has often been mistaken as for being controlling. Wyler's support, praising her dedication and passion for improvement, offered a counterpoint to the rumors of her being difficult on set. Streisand's narrative also touches upon her direction of Yentl for those who won a Golden Globe, illustrating her multifaceted talent and trailblazing roles in the industry.
Begavin Doc Antle, known from Netflix's Tiger King, has pleaded guilty to wildlife trafficking and money laundering charges. Antle, who operates the Myrtle Beach Safari in South Carolina, engaged in the illegal sale of 2 cheetah and lion cubs, 2 tigers, and a juvenile chimpanzee. Additionally, he admitted to laundering money by using bulk cash payments to conceal transactions and directing payments to appear as donations to the nonprofit organization. While acquitted of animal cruelty in June, Antle now faces the consequences of his illegal activities, including possible imprisonment for up to 5 years per count, fines of up to $250,000, and supervised release following the sentence. Antle's attorneys have not provided comments on the guilty plea.
TikTok has announced the closure of its $2 billion Creator Fund, an initiative launched in 2020 to financially support content creators on the platform. Despite the fund's original goal to foster a livelihood for innovative creators, it faced criticism for its effectiveness and its actual benefits to users. Author, YouTuber, and internet personality Hank Green was among the prominent voices highlighting issues, pointing out that minimal earnings even for creators with significant viewership. The fund is set to be discontinued on December 16th in several countries including the US, UK, France, and Germany. TikTok's creativity program, introduced recently, is positioned as a learning-informed evolution from the Creator Fund, promising up to 20 times the previous earnings for qualifying videos. This program requires videos to be over a minute long, have at least 1,000 views, and meet other criteria.
CNN reports a significant change in The Simpsons, as Homer Simpson has officially stopped the controversial act of strangling his son Bart, a recurring joke that has now been a part of the show since its inception. The gag was quietly shelved, with a nod to the change in a recent episode where Homer, known for his catchphrase, quote, "Why you little," end quote, boasts about the benefits of his strong grip, only to reveal he's joking about the past behavior. The moment sparked discussions online was highlighted after a social media user pointed out the end of the 3-decade-long gag. The Simpsons, renowned for its satirical take on the typical American family, has adapted to the times since it first aired in 1989 and continues to evolve as the longest-running animated series on television. The last instance of strangling scenes occurred in the show's 31st season between 2019 and 2020.
Well, The Simpsons. Okay. Well, first of all, wow, they've been going for a very long time. Impressive.
I believe it's the longest running. I don't know if it's animated or just show in general.
Okay, yes, no, yeah, I think it's like a longest running animated, show, but it's like, it has been like a staple when it comes to like, American media forever. It's, it's really interesting to see them like, take this step to like, take, I guess, unnecessary violence out of the show.
And just controversy in general,
Exactly.
and jokes that maybe shouldn't be joked about. It does kind of make me think of The Office and how if that was aired today, I don't think it would receive the same positive views that it did. But that's about all the time we have for today. So again, I'm Avery.
I'm Jono. We'll see you next week.
Carson.
Adventure!
Brad Carson in space!
There we go, Goldie. We are just about finished with our new TU satellite. This should give our students a more reliable and faster working Wi-Fi that will cover our entire campus. Hello? Wait, it's finally open? Just in time for their holiday favorites? Okay, we'll be back as soon as we can.
Is it rad?
Goldie, the campus Starbucks is finally open. We've got to go, like, right now.
But rad? Read about the satellite.
Forget the satellite. I've been waiting for this since the start of the semester.
Rad? Won't we need to run a rhythm check before rake-off?
Goldie, we don't have time for a system check. I need that Starbucks coffee.
Ruh-roh, rat doesn't round good.
It's fine, don't worry about it. Just think about the new holiday menu at Starbucks.
Oh yeah, this is definitely worth the $25,000 I'm spending per semester to attend this school.
I told you we should have run a rhythm check.
Wow. Okay.
Every week it gets better and better.
For sure. I'm glad they got there in time to see the new Starbucks.
I
but-
know. Okay, so I'm gonna be real. I complained so much about the stupid Starbucks, but I have been like every day since it opened.
Yeah, I've been a few times. I'm not a big coffee person, but like, I mean, you got to check it out because like it's been so anticipated. Like it's all the way in here in November, and now it just got open. So
Yeah. And I tried the gingerbread oat milk, whatever it is. It's so good. It is so good. Also, I really think that Brad Carson's episode felt like an ad for Starbucks. I think Glenn was paid by Starbucks to make that.
Yeah, he probably got the big bucks to make that.
Yeah, they're shelling out the $25,000 a semester for him to make this ad.
I believe it. I mean, there's just no other way. Like,
So speaking of things around campus, this weekend was homecoming.
It was.
What did you do for homecoming?
So I didn't get to go to the many like events like throughout the week, but I definitely went to like Sway Lee concert. It was pretty good. Like I'm a pretty big fan of his. And then of course I went to the full game, which
You stayed the whole time?
I did, even through overtime. Yeah.
Thank you. So many people leave after halftime. At least they're staying for the best part of the game, halftime.
My parents even came down, so
Aww.
of course we had to stay there for my last homecoming game. So yeah,
it was a good game.
It was.
I enjoyed it. I had fun. It was really exciting, even though we lost.
Yeah, especially from your band perspective, getting to play in the band. But
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I also kind of met Sway Lee when we walked off the field. He was down there on the field, and he went, "You did it!" It was so cute and endearing. Like he was and he was teeny tiny. And he had the jersey on. He had the TU jersey with his name on it.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Good job, man."
He showed that at the concert, which was pretty funny. Just had like Sway Lee number 8 or whatever number.
That's
but yeah.
awesome. He was so nice.
Yeah, I bet he was really like just a good person, like to be around. So
he seemed like he had great vibes. I want to be his buddy now. Like I really liked him, and I heard him when we were walking over to do like our little parade. I heard him singing "Sunflower," which is the only song that I know. So I was like, hey, I didn't get to watch it, but I got to hear the song. I was excited.
That's for sure.
I'm glad that they brought. I think out of all the people they brought in this semester, he's been the best one.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like the other ones were cool. Like I've been saying, like Sean Kingston playing White Tees. They were good, but I think this is the best one.
Yeah, I agree. Especially who is the guy that they brought in, and it was so bad, that sings the "Drop It to the Floor" song.
Ooh.
I don't remember his name. Caden is yelling at me. Anyways, that one sucked. This one was really good. So that is all we have time for today. We will see you next week.
See you next time.